Namaste and welcome to this yoga routine for anxiety, stress, and tension. Yes, we've all experienced this on a lot of occasions, and stress, tension, and anxiety has an awful lot to do with how we think and how we process our life experiences, how we perceive things, and how we interpret things. It's really our thinking that causes a lot of stress. So the yoga postures will help eliminate the knots in the body that are caused by hypertension. Because according to yoga, if there is a blockage in the flows of prana, that blockage can result in disease. So the yoga asanas will definitely get that prana flowing and remove those blocks. But the area to really work on is your thinking. And one of the best things for our thinking and for our mind is pranayama. Pranayama controls the mind, just as the mind controls the senses. So your control panel is pranayama. And I'm going to be doing Nadi Suddhi at the end of this, and a very useful technique for balancing the flows of energy between the right and left brain in particular. It was established by a scientist, Dr. Pierre-Flore Henry, that too much left brain emphasis, which is typical of our world. We're very much into the left brain here. We don't use a lot of our right brain. It was shown that too much emphasis in these hemispheres can result in mental disorders. So think about that. Think about breath. If you look at Patanjali's yoga, the 8 limbs, the first 3 limbs, yama, niyama, are your moral code. Those 2 things should be practiced before you even begin asana, which is the 3rd. And asana is just the 3rd. Those are the kind of preparation steps towards the more advanced yoga, which begins with the 4th step, the 4th level, which is pranayama. So let's begin with some yoga postures that help to de-stress, that help to reduce anxiety and stress, and at the same time, think of interiorizing, think of going within, because if your senses are out there, you're going to be picking up a lot of stress. And this is why after the 4th limb, we get to the 5th limb, because the prana will bring you more towards the interior. Just like at the eye of the storm, there's peace and calm. At the center of yourself, there's peace and calm. So whatever is happening in the world is not happening to you, it's happening outside of you. But if your senses are out there, you're going to perceive it as happening to you. So very important that to do the pranayama, because it helps to bring you more towards the inner life, which is how we get to the final stage, samadhi. So let's just begin with a simple standing forward bend. Take some deep breaths. Come straight forward, let the air out, place the hands flat if you can. If you can't, just don't stress. You can push your hands this way to bring your body more towards your body. This just relieves a lot of back stress. Blood flow goes to the head, and of course when you've got blood flowing to the head, it reduces the activity of the brain. So any inversions will also help your mind. Now we're going to go from here into low lunges and the variations on the low lunge. So let's bring the right or the left leg back, your choice. You should actually do both sides. I'll just be doing one side today. This is a low lunge. Really helps to relieve tension and stress. If you're on a desk job, most of us spend way too much time on the computer. A variation on this is to bring the back foot up, put it inside your arm, you can hold on. Now from here we're going to go into a crescent lunge. So I'm going to raise up my back leg. down. And from here, we're going to go into one of my favorite poses for de-stressing is downward facing dog. It completely relieves any stress and tension in the hips, the hamstrings, the lower back. You're pressing back on the heels, so your arms and shoulders are also getting a really good stretch. Take deep breaths, and then from here, we're going to go into a tabletop leg extension, continuing this de-stressing lower back, arms straight beneath the shoulders, raise up the foot, stretch. This relieves a lot of tension in the hips. And we're going to go a little further and do the tabletop hand and leg extension by extending the hand. Come down. From here, keep the knees spread out. We're going to go into the camel pose. And this is really good for opening up the chest, reduces stress in the kidneys and in the ovaries, makes the back flexible, and it's an overall chest opener. And for shoulders, very good, in particular if you spend a lot of time on the computer. Bring one hand back on the heels, the other one. Wonderful, just for expanding and releasing a lot of tension. Now from here, one of my favorite, puppy pose. Puppy pose is also great for releasing tension in the shoulders and the neck. The trick is to keep the hips over the knees, extend the arms. Now we're going to go into the extended puppy 2, which is also called the heart melting pose, because you're pressing your heart close to the floor, and that also slows it down and slows the stress down as well. And this involves, the other one you do the forehead like this for 1. For puppy 2, you're sticking your chin all the way down. Okay, now, one thing you can do while you're in this pose is called the thread the needle. I find this really helps neck and shoulder pain for me. It's a nice stretch. Really, really, really feels good. I really love this pose. Same on the other side. Thread the needle. Put the hand through like you're threading a needle. You can keep the arm here. I like to raise it up because I think it expands the chest more. Okay, and then of course, the child's pose or Balasana, which is very similar to the puppy pose, except we're going to sit right back. Right back. This is very relaxing. Now this will stretch out all the back muscles. It will stretch out the shoulders and arms. You can also bring the arms to the side and just relax. And from here we can do 2 poses together, one called the cat pose. Exhale, arch your back like a cat. Releases a lot of tension in the spine and lower back. Inhale into the cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale, cow pose. Now, obviously one of my favorite poses is the lion's pose. I love the lion's pose. The lion's pose is really to de-stress the face. your face can take on a lot of tension, especially if you're thinking a lot and you're not calm. It'll show on your face. A calm, serene face creates, I think, ideal beauty. I really do. I think calmness and peace of mind creates beauty. So one of the things to just get that stress out, and it's nice because it's like you're screaming in a way, is to just extend the tongue and just you could scrunch the face up and then do that a couple of times. It just relieves a lot of tension in the face. Okay, now we're going to get into the bridge poses. The bridge poses are also really great for de-stressing. Go as high as you can on this one. Relieves a lot of tension in the lower back, hips. Opens up the hips. Press up, up, up. Breathe. Take your hands, slide them under your butt, and put the palm in the small of the back, so you're forming a cup. And that really feels good. It just opens everything up. Breathe deeply. Okay, and of course, corpse pose. The corpse pose, not as easy as it looks. The trick is to go through every part of your body and totally relax it, let it go. One of the things that can help you do this is to go to each part of your body, tense it, and then let it go. Tense it, and then let it go. Tense your hands, tense your arm, and let it go. Tense your hand, tense your arm, and let it go. Squeeze your buttocks, let them go. Shoulders. Breathe deeply. Breathe deeply, 3-part breath. Roll the neck from side to side. You can do this. Try to stay in this position for about 5 minutes. It's not easy to do. It's one of the toughest yoga poses. Okay. Now, one of the things you can do, if you're like me, an extremely sensitive person that picks up a lot of energies in the environment, is to do Mukhi Mudra. Mukhi Mudra is a yoga posture that actually closes off all the senses. And what you do is you take your hands and you're closing off all your senses. You begin with the mouth. Take your ring finger and close off your nostril. Take your large finger and you're gently place it over your eyes, gently. The thumbs can press on the ears until all your senses are closed off. Wonderful. You can hear Om when you do this. You will hear Om. Okay, finally, let's do Nadi Suddhi. Nadi Suddhi is, I said, one of the best techniques for calming the mind down. As I said, usually stress begins in the mind. It's how we perceive things. We can get frightened, we can get stressed about something. But oftentimes it's how we're perceiving things and processing things that creates that. So one of the things to do is to, when this happens, when you're feeling this way, and what happens is, once you get stressed, then the body starts to react. You start pumping blood, the sympathetic nervous system kicks in, preparing to fight or flight. Your blood pressure goes up, your heart starts to beat because you're stressed. And what this does, it completely calms that down. So you can stay calm and have a sense of equanimity in any situation. So let's begin. What you do is you Vishnu Mudra, begin with Vishnu Mudra. Take the first 2 fingers and fold them, right? Take your thumb, you're closing off the right nostril and exhaling through the left. Keep your eyes closed. Inhaling through the left. Close off the nostril. Exhale through the right. Open up the thumb. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Now what you can do is, you you want to exhale for twice the amount of time that you have inhaled. So what I usually do, I usually count Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4 to 10 for the inhalation, and I count Om 1, Om 2 to 20 for the exhalation. So it should look something like this. So you're exhaling for 10, you're exhaling for 20, you're inhaling for 10. So you inhale 10, and then open up this one, exhale for 20, inhale for 10, open up this one, exhale for 20, inhale for 10. Now the video may go off, but I wanted to continue here. So this should be done whenever you're feeling stressed. This will completely calm you down. It's called the equalizer breath because it equalizes the flows of breath, especially between the right and left brain. It also calms and cleanses the nervous system. So it's a hugely beneficial technique that really calms you down. And you can, what's great about yoga is you can kind of do it anywhere. But once you achieve this, then you want to go into retention. And what retention does, it builds the prana up.